I even prayed to die. But I think the only thing which made me survive up to today is I've got a little faith. If I had enough faith as Jesus had, I could have been dead now, because in all the torture sessions, I always prayed to say, I cannot handle this cup. If possible, can you take away this cup? But I could not die, because maybe it was I was of little faith. Well, my name is Sox Chikowero. Currently, I'm the executive chairperson of the MDC Veteran Activist Association, MDCVA. Left Zimbabwe on the 9th of March 2003, arrived in South Africa on the 11th of March 2003. I was forced out of Zimbabwe by the government of ZANU-PF. It was 3 nights and 3 days. That was in Goromons. Goromons is one of the worst torture chambers under the sun, because that's where Mugabe was tortured also by the Smith regime. One of their guys died in Mbare called Ali Khan Manjengwa. He was shot dead. So after they failed to arrest the killer, they then went on TV to say they want to arrest me, because they believe this guy was killed by MDC people. So after 4 days, I surrendered myself. As I said, I've never been arrested in Zimbabwe. I surrendered myself to the police in the company of a lawyer by the name of Mzenda. Then the lawyer was told, oh no, that's fine, you don't have to be here. The moment the lawyer left, then they put me into a truck, blindfolded me, they took me to Chinamora. Where is the gun? Where is the cartridge? And they told me, we know that you are not the trigger puller, but being the head of intelligence in the MDC, we know you are the mastermind of this thing. Which was not true, because if it was true, why would I suffer in those conditions for 3 days underground, being tortured electronically and all those things, just in order to protect somebody? But because that was not true, I was not aware of who did it, I had to face the consequences of suffering. Yeah, beatings, suffocating me, dumping me in a dam, blindfolded with a military rag, electrical shocks on my genitals, on my fingers, in my mouth, back of my head. Electrical shocks is something else. Just imagine if you touch electricity just by mistake, how you feel, and you imagine that thing is put on you for a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. You wouldn't want to live. There were 3 groups, in fact: the CIO, the CID, and the MI, the military intelligence. So they would come in 4. So there were 12. They would come 4 per time. So they would change 3 times in a night. So there were 12 of them. So the people who dealt with the inflicting of torture through it, they were the CIOs. The CID would come on some, like, dipping you in cold water, controlled temperature controlled water. And the MI would take you maybe to the dam, like they would throw me into a dam which is crocodile manifested. They would come from 7 o'clock to 7 o'clock. Then from 7 to 7 you'll be sleeping in your cell. They come again, so it will be from 7. What they'll be doing is on and off, the boss. They'll be asking you questions which they want you to answer, and the next day they will be verifying. They can ask you the same questions they want to verify with what you have said yesterday. Your blood and your body will absorb the pain and shock. So they will take you to the dam, because the dam deals with breathing system. You can't breathe, because they will tie you. They would tie me with a military rag, remove all the clothes, tie me with a rope in my waist. Then they make sure you see that they are crocodiles. You can see the crocodiles moving. and then they will throw you. After throwing you, they will shoot, you know, they'll be shooting, but they will be saying to you, talk, otherwise we will shoot you. Yeah, and it went on and on and on and on until they brought me back to the police station. And this is why I had to leave the country, because the doctors said my heart was growing because of the repeated electrical infliction in my body. So my heart was growing, so it might fail if they arrest me, because like there they were trying to arrest me again so that they can torture me again. So they wanted me to die from torture, not to die from gunshot or whatever. It was against that background that my mother and the president and my friends asked me to leave the country. The first thing I would do when I cross back into Zimbabwe is to go and see my mother. It was very difficult for my mother to come to me. She gave me a phrase which was very difficult for me to say. It's better for me not to see you for the next 20 years, but I could hear your voice. When I could hear your voice, when I want to hear your voice, than for me to be seeing you every day, but when I cannot talk to you or hear your voice when you are in a grave. My mother is old, she's over 70 now. And she was telling me that a mother who carried me in her womb for 9 months, but she's asking me to leave, knowing that she won't see me for a long time. So if at all I'll go back home when she's alive, she'll be the very first person I'll go and see. And maybe because I've realized she has got a lot of wisdom, and acquire more wisdom from her,